The future is yours in Season 9. In addition to all new gameplay, new locations, and new challenges, there's a brand new Battle Pass. When you first buy the pass, you'll immediately get 2 outfits, Sentinel and Rocks, a progressive with new dual axes. And if you opt in for the Battle Bundle, you'll instantly get this guy. Plus, there are new high-tech wraps, mechanized pets, emotes, and more to earn throughout the Battle Pass. At Tier 100, you'll unlock a new progressive outfit, Vendetta. Remember, you keep all the rewards you earn after the season ends. New to this season's Battle Pass are Fort Bites. Use clues to earn and locate hidden pickups around the island, helping you unlock rewards and uncover the secrets of Season 9. The Season 9 Battle Pass is available right now for just 950 V-Bucks. So drop in and get juiced up for a brand new season.
Alright, so Chapter 1, Season 9 is officially 7 years old today. It released on May 9th, 2019. So I showed the cinematic trailer at the start as well as the Battle Pass trailer. It wasn't the best Battle Pass in my opinion. In fact, that was one of my least favorite ones of all time. The Tier 100 was Vendetta, which was not my cup of tea. I know some people really like Vendetta, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of that one. Surprisingly, the Gundam Wing chicken skin was probably my favorite. His first style is bleh, but his second one is a jet black with red, and it totally reminds me of a Gundam. And then of course there was Bunker Jonesy and a few other skins as well. Just not my favorite Battle Pass. And the theme was futuristic. So out of all the seasons in Chapter 1, again, just like the Battle Pass, this is probably one of my least favorites. Although it was fun. I mean, I played the heck out of this season. And there was a lot of gameplay elements that I truly loved. Now, Season 8 was one of my favorite seasons of all time. Season 7 was my favorite season of all time. So to go from greatness of 7 and then 8 and then to this futuristic theme, it kind of threw me off a little bit. But I understand what they were trying to accomplish here, and there was a ton of mobility. So I'm going to show you some gameplay and show you some of the elements from Season 9. But there were quite a few memorable things, such as the Fort Bites. I mean, how could you forget that? If you played during Season 9, you absolutely knew what Fort Bites were. One of the most grindy challenges we ever had. You had to collect 1 billion of these things. And of course, there were still battle stars to collect and a lot of good challenges. And then we had some good crossovers, like Stranger Things. But I think the futuristic theme was just a shock to a lot of people at the time. And then they transitioned into Season 10, which is one of my favorite seasons of all time. I know a lot of people hated the Brute season, but I can't wait for OG to redo that. So it'll be fun to experience this again in Fortnite OG, but let's take a look at some gameplay here. So the loot pool was pretty good. Again, this is a continuation of Season 8, essentially. We had the Scar, we had the TAC shotgun, we had the tactical assault rifle, we had the flint knock, we had the combat shotgun. There's also the storm flip, smoke grenades, just a pretty good loot pool, all things considered. Now we also had the heavy sniper rifle, so I got sniped quite a bit as well, if I recall correctly. So let's take a quick look at the map here. So there was the addition of the pressure plant. We had Sunny Step Still, we had Lonely Lodge, Paradise Palms, Fatal Fields, Lucky Landing, Happy Hamlet, Frosty Flights, Polar Peak, Shifty Shaft. So all those were still the same. Snobby Shores, Pleasant Park, Haunted Hills, Junk Junction, Lazy Lagoon, Dusty Divot, Salty Springs, Loot Lake. And then we had Neo Tilted, Mega Mall, the Pressure Plant, and don't forget about the Block. So the Block was a continually rotating area, which was always refreshing. But Mega Mall and Neo Tilted were futuristic. Pressure Plant was where the volcano was. That was kind of weird, in my opinion, but I didn't mind it. But the Block is where I loved to land. So in this clip right here, this is Josh 822382's Block. So you would design it, you would submit it, and if you got picked, you were in the game, on the map. How cool is that? I wonder if this Josh guy is still out there. If he is, direct him to this video. I would love for him to leave me a comment. How cool is that? I don't know if they got compensated anything or they just got to show off their little map that they made here. So you never knew what you were going to get when you landed at the block. Sometimes it was a pretty simple area. Sometimes it was very complicated. But there usually was really, really good loot at the block. And it would just depend how populated they would be, because it was always in the same spot in the top left of the map. So once in a while you would get a lot of people. The other times you wouldn't. Now, I mentioned the great mobility during this season. There were these huge wind tunnels, these big turbines that you could see all over the map, and you could fly across them as well. All you would have to do is get in the slipstream, and it would carry you through all these big wind turbines. So you would constantly have people just flying all over the map due to these rotational devices, which was amazing. I mean, they were everywhere. It was a big tubed circuit that you could fly through. Now, of course, in this day and age, you would probably get lasered out of the sky, and that happened every now and again. But most of the time, people would just let you fly right by, and you could cross the entire map effortlessly. Now, of note, they did turn these off near the end game, so it's not like they would continually fly forever. I mean, eventually they would shut down. Let me show you some Neo Tilted gameplay here. A lot of people were actually mad that they updated Tilted Towers because it wasn't the same. I mean, this is obviously a different layout. The buildings were different. There were a ton of the wind turbines in Tilted. You would fly right through here. See the layout here? I mean, completely different. They kind of left the clock tower, and there were a lot of futuristic signs, obviously, because it's Neo Tilted. They did still have the no sweat insurance building, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, they futurized everything in Tilted Towers. Like I said, a lot of people were mad about it. They continually complained, but it was still the #1 POI to go to. But you can see in this gameplay in particular, it's not like there were a billion people here like you would anticipate back in the day. It was still heavily populated, just not as popular. Now, in addition to the wind turbines, there were also these floating platforms that had 4 turbines on as well. They weren't even landmarks. They were just floating platforms. And they had not too much loot on them, but I loved to land on these just to loot up real quick and then fly the slipstream to go somewhere else. But these were all over the map, so again, another easy rotation to accomplish in Season 9, which was great. Now, if all that mobility wasn't enough, don't forget that ballers were still present. And I think this was after they were nerfed a couple of times. So mobility was not an issue during this season, not at all. And of course, there was Mega Mall as well. This is where the Stranger Things event transpired. I didn't land here that often, surprising. For it being one of the new POIs that season, boy, I couldn't find much gameplay at all of me going here. So about the only time I would go here is when I would have to, like when the storm would focus up around it. And that's about it. So I don't know why I didn't like this area, but apparently I didn't. So a really fun season, in my opinion. It just wasn't my favorite. Now, let me know in the comments, do you agree? If you played back in Chapter 1, were you hyped for Season 9? Like I said, going from 7 to 8 and then to 9, it just felt a little out of place. But then they redeemed themselves in Season 10, in my opinion. I know that was a hated season, but I much appreciated it. So one of the weaker battle passes in my opinion, but there were so many things to do, such great mobility, a phenomenal loot pool. It was a good season. And it's right around the corner for Fortnite OG if you want to re-experience it soon. So it is the 7th year anniversary of Chapter 1 Season 9. How time flies. Crazy. If you played it, let me know in the comments what you think. If you haven't, well, I hope you enjoy it in Fortnite OG. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like as always, appreciate it. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator Code, which is tabortime.